Hey folks, Quill18 here, bringing you another audio commentary for League of Legends. This time I'm going to be playing as Janna, the, Windy caster. I don't know her title. This is actually the first time I ever played Janna in a competitive game, like in a real game as opposed to a practice. I did run a few practices to try to just practice her Q ability. So it's not going to be pro exactly. But yeah, anyway. One other thing I want to note. I'm recording this on Thursday morning. As of tomorrow morning, I'm going to be out of town. So normally on the weekends is when I do most of my recordings. So it may be a little bit of a delay before I post my next game. Hopefully not too long. And I'll try to get back to it as soon as possible. So I'm laning here with Malphite. We've got a Twitch in the middle. Top lane appears to be Garen and Shen. And I remember I had to try to coordinate the lanes a little bit because I have a clarity here, so I suggested that I lane with someone who actually has mana so that we could take advantage of it. So Janna is considered to be a support caster, generally speaking. That is to say, she's not really a primary DPS. She's mostly just there to help out the group. Now, there are a few different ways to build her. First of all, I have seen people build her as... Wow. I guess they're trying to gank from the top here. I have seen people build her as a physical ranged DPS, just attack speed or whatever. There was a patch a little while ago that buffed Janna. Actually, I should talk about the pronunciation first. Well, I'll wait. There was a patch a little while ago that buffed her and increased the sort of her base statistics in such a way that she actually makes a fairly decent offensive, just ranged DPS. Malphite's in big trouble there. Might get killed off by Ignite. No, okay, just survives, but yeah, I don't know, having some trouble with my lane partner. He really overcommitted there. So some people do that, and some people do go with a heavy AP build, and just try to nuke their way to victory, and some people go with lots of mana regen and short cooldowns, and just try to mess with people, so you're going to be bubbling a lot, you're going to be throwing your little tornado things a lot, to disrupt the other team, and just generally playing full-on support. I don't remember what build I go with in this game. It was a little while ago. I have no idea how this game goes here. In any way, other than I'm sure I go with a caster build of some kind. Ooh, shit. Well, that shows how noob I was after I'm talking about Malphite there. I don't know if I lost track of Katarina there or what, but I definitely ventured out a little too far and get us both killed. Well, that's just ducky. Oh, let's talk about how to say her name. For some reason I got it in my head that I started calling her Janna, even though that's really not what her name is spelled like. She's not a Janna. Janna would be closer. Now, anyone who listens to the All MIA podcast, which is a great podcast, highly recommended. I think there's a Norwegian League of Legends player on there, and he explains that this is a Norwegian name apparently, and it's supposed to be pronounced Janna. So I'm gonna stick with just Janna because it seems like a reasonable medium here. But I think everyone pronounces her name differently. So Janna here, her abilities. Her Q ability is her signature move, the big tornado thing. It's interesting. It's a skill shot with a very, very long range. But unlike most skill shot, it has a charge up time. It's not a cast time. The cast is instant. You just click where you want it to go, and it starts swirling up. But it can swirl for a maximum of 2 seconds before actually launching itself. Now, wow, am I gonna get killed again? Jesus. You can hit your Q button a second time to launch your tornado early, in which case it won't do quite as much damage, it won't travel quite as far, and depending on exactly when you release it, it may not have the knock-up effect. So, anyway, it can really sort of trick you to choose what to do. Generally speaking, you're going to want to launch a full-power tornado. Of course, that means that, a lot of times your enemies will be able to dodge your shot, but the tornado is deceptively wide, and until it actually starts moving, people don't know what direction it goes in. So you can sort of be sneaky, you know, if people are used to you tornadoing through the creep wave, then maybe you can start it off, but have it be ready to go off to an angle, so that way it will catch them in an unexpected manner. Her W ability is her Zephyr. I think that's what it's called. Please forgive me if I'm starting to get these names wrong. But it's an interesting ability. It has a passive. Here comes Twitch, her gank. Malphite sort of kites a little bit. I'm being aggressive here, putting a little bit of damage on Katarina, but it shouldn't be enough to scare them. But there's the exhaust from Twitch. She goes after Triss, but she hops away. And I don't think we can get Katarina either. Nope. Damn. I guess going for Triss, even though she was the lower of the pair, was maybe a mistake, but I'm not sure there was any way to actually get the kill. Still, it fends them off and gives us some breathing room. I guess it's not a complete waste, but Twitch has definitely got to get back up to the middle there. It looks like his tower may be getting some pressure from some minions. Tristana's come back. Looks like she drank a mana potion, but her health is still quite low. She gets slowed by Malphite. Oh man, it's so close to a kill. Oh, what's Katarina doing over here? Oh. What is going on? Man, we keep getting so close to a kill, but Twitch gets killed by Corki. Because he was really low. But Corki does have the ability to see invis if he wants to, although it probably wasn't necessary. So yeah. Her W ability, Zephyr. So once you get it, it passively gives you movement speed increase, and actually lets you, effectively you're flying because you can walk through minions. This ability by itself gives Janna incredible maneuverability. You know, when you take all of her abilities as a whole, Janna is one of the hardest heroes to chase, because she can basically get away from any situation unless she's stunned. It's really interesting. She's got a fairly decent base speed, I think. When you get the Zephyr, it increases her speed that much more. She's got the knock-up, and her E ability is slow, which I'll talk about in a second. No, wait, not her E ability. Her W ability is also slow. So yeah, the W gives her passive speed increase and the ability to move through mobs. But if you use it, it's also an offensive spell that allows you to... Get away, Malphite. Okay, he's okay. I do have to go home because I got no mana, no health, and a little bit of money to spend, but Jesus. I may have to... Oh, my clarity came back up. Okay, that's good, because I need to defend this wave. Our tower's already halfway dead. So, the active on her W is a small nuke. It's fairly short-ranged, especially when you get used to throwing her Q ability around. When it hits, it deals, you know, X amount of damage, and it also slows your opponent for, you know, X number of seconds. So it's actually a really good way to get kills, and if you're playing as an offensive caster version of Janna with lots of AP, your W key may be your primary ability, because it really does help you get kills. I don't know, like I said, with Janna, I don't have a tremendous amount of experience here, so this is an even more basic level tutorial than most of mine. Oh yeah, bot is MIA. Mid is MIA. I didn't realize it, but it looks like I'm playing with Demonac again, who's playing as Shen, which is good. It's one of his best characters. Okay. Oh, wow, that's misread form. God damn it. Tristana leaks in. I did try to get a tornado off, but it didn't trigger quickly enough. Or didn't do enough, I don't know. I was kind of low. They nuked me down fast. I'm definitely in a bad spot here, so I'm very fragile, and I do know that about... yeah. I do know that about Janna. She is naturally fragile. It's her mobility that keeps her alive more than anything. God, they kill us both again. What a terrible freaking game. So I decide, rather than continue with mana regen, I'm going to build the Catalyst. I need the health. And I'm probably going to end up buying a Rod of Ages. And I've said it before, I mean, I like the item. I think it's a very strong item. And also, when you're still learning a character, or you're new to the game, the extra health really covers up a multitude of sins. You're able to survive far, far more if you got it. Wow, the tower is definitely going down. There's nothing we can do about it.